Hello everyone, it's Lola here again, and today I'm going to be showing you how I make my garlic bread. I like this bread because of its simplicity and its intense savory flavor. This is a recipe in which the kids can actually join you while doing it. They are definitely going to have some fun. At the same time, they are going to learn one or two things. So let's get started with this recipe. The first thing I'm going to do is to proof my yeast, and here I have some warm milk. To that I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of yeast. I'm going to be mixing this together thoroughly, then I'm going to be setting it aside. So while the yeast is proofing, I'm going to be combining my other ingredients. Here I've got my bread flour. You can also use the all-purpose flour. To that I'm going to be adding some sugar, garlic powder, salt, green onions, 2 eggs, melted butter, and the proofed yeast. Now take a wooden spoon and begin to mix this together thoroughly until everything is well combined. After about a minute or two of mixing this dough, it should be ready to be proofed. At the end of the day, you are going to be left with a wet and sticky dough. Don't fret, that is exactly what we want. All I'm going to do at this point is just to gather the dough at the center of the bowl. Then I'm going to cover it up and leave it to proof for about 1 to 1.5 hours. So here's my dough. As you can see, it's well risen. But before I continue to work on it, I'm going to prepare my pan. To do that, I'm going to be rubbing some butter on my pan. I'll spread that around to make sure it covers every corner of the pan. Then I'll be sprinkling some flour all over this. At this point, I'll just continue to turn the pan around so that the flour can coat every side of the pan. I'm going to be setting this aside. So I'll just be removing the trapped air at this point by mixing this together. Once the trapped air has been removed, I'm going to transfer this to my well-floured work surface. At this point, I'm going to be dividing this dough into about 15 pieces. Now I'm going to take each piece of the dough. I'll be rolling it out into a thick short rope, just like this. Then use your pointing finger to push the end of the rope inside the middle of the dough. For the other end, I'm just going to tuck it in beneath the dough. Then I'm going to make sure the dough is snug, and that is it. So let's do that again. Take the dough, roll it out into a thick short rope. All you have to do is to push one end of the rope inside the middle of the dough. For the other end, I'm just going to tuck it in beneath the dough. Then I'm going to make sure the dough is snug, and that is it. So at this point, I'm just going to be covering this with a clean damp kitchen towel, and I'll be leaving this to rest for another 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes now, but before I take this bread to the oven, I'll just be brushing the surface with my egg wash. And to make this egg wash is simple. All you have to do is to combine 1 egg with 1 tablespoon of water, whisk it together, and that is it. So now I'll be taking this to a 350 degrees preheated oven, and I'll be baking it for about 20 minutes or till it's golden brown. So my bread is almost done in the oven right now. I'll just quickly make my garlic butter sauce, and to do that I'm going to be adding some freshly grated garlic together with some minced parsley inside some melted butter. Give that a good mix and set it aside. Now the bread is all done. As you can see, it's really looking good right now. I'll just be taking this out of the oven. So while the bread is still piping hot, I'm going to be brushing it with my pre-made garlic butter sauce. Feel free to be as generous as you want with this sauce. It's totally up to you. I'm pretty sure the little fingers will also have a lot of fun helping you to put this together, and they will also have even much more fun helping you to eat this. So let's see how this bread looks on the inside. It's very soft, it's fluffy, and it has an irresistible savory taste. So that is it again for today. Thank you all for spending your time with me. Until next time, I'll talk to you shortly. Enjoy.